My name's Calvin Waite, and I trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for a living. Hey everybody, so today I wanted to take a look at the two big ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is the daily chart on Bitcoin, and it was almost a month ago that I drew this green section here. And so far it has been a very, very powerful support. There is one thing that I wanted to point out. So everybody's watching this most recent move right here. We've had this high, we've had a low. It almost looked a little bit like a head and shoulders, but even if it had been, which it's questionable, we already hit the target. The target was here, so we've essentially resolved this pattern, and now we're kind of looking at other patterns. And I just wanted to draw a couple of lines just to show you where the supports might be. But look at this. If I take the tip of this support here and I draw it straight through these lines of support, look what's happened. There was another line of support here, and all of these wicks that touched it and bounced off of it were supported by it. And then in our second attempt, we touched it twice and have come up off of it. So in a matter of 3 days, we may not touch this green section again. It's very, very cool that this is going the way it is. Here's the next thing. So if I draw this from the body to the top, this is probably our most aggressive top. So you can see how we're kind of a ways away on that. But if I draw it from here, if I draw it from this point straight down to this point, you can actually see that we are changing direction. So what's interesting is that this slope is a lot less steep than this one. So this was this would have been our angle of concern, because we are tapering off and we're getting deeper. We're getting steep right here. Well, this line has now been invalidated right now. So that means that we are starting to we're starting to create a little bit of an S curve right here. And this is very positive for an upward move. So as I pointed out in the other video, whenever you have a support and then you try to retest it and you have more strength that you never actually made it through the bottom of the support, these higher supports are very powerful. And where we are losing downward momentum, where these supports were getting more intense and then less intense, this is a positive move. So it shouldn't be more than about a month, and we could probably start seeing some movement again to the upside. And I'll tell you, it wouldn't take much more than a move like this over here to put us up into 13, 14 land. And a move like this would absolutely sell the market on higher highs ahead. So that is pretty exciting news. On the flip side, I was looking at Ethereum, and I wanted to point something else out. So Ethereum is quite interesting. If I back out to the weekly, you can kind of see where these lines came from. I had these support lines that are very, very, very old. This support line is originated from back in 2016, and then flipped to support here, and then became resistance for a long time. So this is our main important line, and we struggled to get above it right here. The question is what's going to happen now? Like, here we are on the daily chart, and we we have this kind of strange formation. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen a Head and Shoulders with two shoulders on either side, but that's what this is. I mean, look at this wild, wild move. It's almost hard to draw the line because it's so choppy. You can tell that there is a very defined point right here, but then what happened next? It was tested and flipped to support. Well, it was already support here. It was tested again and remained support. This one never even made it down. And then here we fell through it, but the next day we popped back up. So the question is what does that mean? Well, what it means is that we have definitely turned the corner on Ethereum, but every move down has been pushed up. Normally a move like this would be, you would look at this move and think, okay, our target is this line here, so we're probably going to hit like 27.027 Satoshi, something like that, in order for this move to be resolved. But the way we have fought against this support, and even when we slipped through, normally a support that's been established for a good solid 2.5 months, if it breaks, there's going to be quite a lot of fallout. Well, nobody sold on the idea that that Ethereum is weak. So it's interesting because this is breaking rules. This is kind of where trading becomes an art and not a science, because a support line like this breaking is very bearish. But the fact that we have shown strength after it makes you think that this may likely not be, this might not be our top end reversal. It could be something more like a bullish pennant or something like that. So it could be something like this. Oops. And this formation is positive, because if we pop out the top of this, we could have another flagpole. And a little bit of backing to support this case would be that Ethereum is traded probably as much, well, probably not as much, but it's probably the coin that is traded against the US dollar more than almost a lot of these other coins. And so where it's got a lot of pairs against BTC and a lot of pairs against the US dollar, all it takes is Bitcoin running, and when Bitcoin runs, all of these other coins, they start reflecting higher prices against the US dollar. And when the US dollar goes, then a lot of the investors that are only looking at the US dollar side, they start buying in. Well, it can put pressure on the Bitcoin pair, and it'll pop the Bitcoin pair up. So if Bitcoin goes on a run, Ethereum will likely follow, and that will probably resolve this scenario to the upside. Honestly, a few days ago, I seriously was thinking this is going to be very bearish if we ever break across this, but the fact that we did and we're flattening out, it's actually looking more bullish than I had previously thought. So I don't think there's anything to trade off of right here. We would have to see a higher high before I would have the guts to go bullish. So this is definitely no trade for me. But I hope that helps inform some of your trade decisions, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Hey, thanks for hanging on till the end of the video. If you liked anything I said, please support the channel by subscribing. If not, feel free to leave a comment, and I'd be happy to take a look and make improvements to the channel so it'll be better next time.